welcome to the channel. If you're new, it's Sahara. So today I am going to be finally reviewing this palette that I said I wanted to start a little mini series. I don't know how long this is gonna last. I don't know how many videos I'm gonna do. It just, when I come across a palette from Marshalls or TJ Maxx that interests me, I want to do a focus video on it because I've been feeling like these palettes are very underrated at Marshalls and TJ Maxx, like any of these cheaper ones. When most people go to Marshalls and TJ Maxx, you go there for the high-end makeup that's cheap, but a lot of people don't look at the cheap makeup, but I'm gonna be giving that to you. I do have two other palettes that I bought from Marshalls and TJ Maxx before. That's how I was introduced to the brand Cara Beauty. My camera has shut off on me because it's getting hot, so I don't know where I was, but I think I was talking about these palettes. I love this brand Cara Beauty. I think I already did like a separate review on this Enchanted Forest palette, this beautiful matte shimmer metallic palette. Cara Beauty and Profusion Cosmetics definitely have my favorite eyeshadows of all time. I want to focus on like drugstore rather than saying like all of all time, because I don't really try high-end eyeshadows. I stick to drugstore, so they have my favorite drugstore. Oh, that just like dimmed out the video. This Cara Beauty, and this is the Goddess Nim Pro eyeshadow palette. This is one of my favorite, well actually my favorite neutral cool tone palette. It's just missing a black because this one is not black, it's a dark gray, but I did explain that in a video when I review these. But today's focus is on this palette. This is the Lady Bouquet Profession Shadow Palette, 25 colors. It also has a sleeve to it. This one was $6.99, full of mattes, metallic, shimmer, glitter, and there's 25 shades altogether. Please keep watching. So I'm gonna start off by priming the eyelids. I'm gonna go in with a combination of the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer in the shade Medium 100W, and then the Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Prime in the shade 1. It's not as bright as the Juvia's Place, and I don't want that by the brows. So let's go ahead and blend this out. Now I'm gonna go in with the Juvia's Place, which just so happens to match the palette that I'm going to be, oh, and my nails too. Everything matches this palette that I'm going to be using today. Let me shake this up because it's very liquidy. And then I'm just going to blend this out on the rest of the eyes. And see, when you kind of like blend it together, it makes sure to like tone down the brightness a little bit. Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder in the shade 20 Light Medium. Looking at this palette today, I am going to be sticking with the top two rows. I think I'm going to be doing like an orange tone, maybe a pop of like a green somewhere, and then like these warm tones. Besides that purple, I'm going to try to use as many shades as possible. I definitely feel like you can get like 3 variations of colorful looks: warm tone with the orange and browns, purple, green, blue. But yeah, we're gonna stick with these 2 rows. So let's see what we come up with. And I think I am going to do it in a voiceover just so that I can concentrate on what I am doing. But I am gonna zoom you guys in a little bit more. Starting off with the shade Pecan, which is a deep brown. Now it's a matte brown, but it does look almost purple tone when it hits the eyes. I don't know if I'm seeing things, but I don't think it's like a true brown. But anyway, I'm just gonna apply this on the outer part of the eyes, and I'm gonna be using the BH Cosmetics pencil brush to apply it. Going in with the shade Cocoa right next to it, this is also a matte brown, but this one is a little bit more of an orange tone brown. You could definitely see that when it touches the skin. Like when I was trying to blend it on top of that shade Pecan, I thought it was gonna be like a lighter brown version, but it definitely looks a little bit more orange tone, more warm tone, but it's still a pretty shade. And I'm using this, it's a smaller, rounder type of brush from BH Cosmetics, not like a pencil brush. Then using the shade Red Poppy, which is a matte red. I really had to find some way to use this shade. It is a very pretty red, but it's definitely still the type of red that you should apply maybe like a dark eyeshadow, a black underneath to keep it true to color, because it did go a little slightly pink. Also, I'm using this e.l.f. Fluffy Crease Brush. Now I'm going to go in a shade right next to it, which is called Apricot. It is a matte orange, and I'm just going to blend that on top with this fluffy Morphe brush. This is a very pretty orange. It's not like your average bright orange. It is a little bit deeper tone, but it's definitely more like true to color. Then I'm just going to go in with this eyeshadow switching sponge that I got from the Dollar Tree because I like to use the same brushes. Going back in with that shade Apricot, which again is that matte orange, and applying that in the inner parts of the eye, meeting up to the other shades I just blended. Then going in with the last shade, I'm going to use the last matte, at least for now, called Alabaster, and applying that on top of Apricot. This is such a pretty shade. I've never seen a shade like this. It's almost like a combination of that orange shade Apricot and then that lemon shade, which is like the brightest yellow in the palette. It's like a combination of those. It's a honey orange with a yellow undertone. It's so, so pretty. I was gonna apply the two Danessa Myricks neon green paint in the crease as like liner, like a thin line with the green and a waterline, but I decided not to experiment for this palette. I just wanted to focus on doing a more simplified look. So I took the ABH primer just to cut the crease instead. Keep it simple, keep it plain. And then I'm going to go in with that shimmery shade called Honey, which would be perfect for using with that shade called Alabaster because they both have like that honey orange tone to them. But I'm just going to apply this all over the lid. For the brow bone, I'm going to use the shade called Moonshine, which is this beautiful taupey shimmer. I noticed that all of these palettes have like at least one taupey shimmer shade, and I really love that because it's like the perfect neutral tone in between cool and a warm tone eyeshadow. I am just cleaning up the outer part dry without using any micellar water, but it's fine. I just needed to clean it up a little bit and I was too lazy to get up. I'm going to apply lashes off camera, but I was just deciding between two different styles. So I went off camera and applied the Morphe lashes that I had double stacked in here, and then the NYX mascara, the Worth the Hype, and I was just getting down to some song. I don't even know what song I was listening to, but I've been having a good playlist lately. So for the face, I'm just going to apply the Wet n Wild Primer Serum, and then the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Primer. Before we get to foundation, you know, we just got to put it out here that we're matching to the T with this, what is this, aqua type of blue. It is so pretty, turquoise. But anyway, I am going in with the Juvia's Place foundation. What shade is this in? Bombay 515? Yeah, I actually remember that. So yeah, I'm going in with a little bit of this Juvia's Place foundation and a dry elf sponge to blend it out. Oh shoot. Going in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer with a satin finish in the shade Medium Sand. And I'm just going to apply that directly under the eyes. Then going in with the ColourPop Soul Face and Body Bronzing Balm in the shade Dark. Just going to apply that on the cheeks, and you have to be careful with this because it is very, very pigmented. A little goes a long way. And on the jawline. And then I'm just going to apply my favorite cream blush, which I always get excited to apply this blush. I don't know what it is about it, but this is the She Glam and Willy Wonka Violet Flush Blush. By the way, this collection is back, so if you did want it, I think you can purchase the full collection now. So I'm just going to apply that on the cheeks. Then on the nose, going in with the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in the shade Honey Drip, since it's more of a neutral tone. I didn't want to apply the warm tone on that was on the cheeks, on the nose, and I was just shocked at how pigmented it is, because usually it takes a lot to build it up, but I guess you like really have to dig inside the pot to get the payoff that you want. I'm just going to set under the eyes with that same Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 20 Light Medium, and only under the eyes with this because it is really bright. To set the rest of the face, I am going to use a little bit of the Juvia's Place Powder Foundation in the shade Havana. Now, I did almost forget that this is a little bit deeper, and it's also more of like a yellow-orange tone. It's even more yellow or orange than the foundation itself, so you definitely have to be careful when applying this. So I'm just going to apply a little bit. For powder bronzer, I am going to use the Juvia's Place Bronze Medium Duo. And again, this is just reminding me of that new cream bronzer that Juvia's Place just launched, which I have decided I am going to buy it. I just need to figure out my shade. Hopefully it comes to Ulta before my birthday so I could just go there, pick out a shade. Which, by the way, if you don't know, Ulta and Sephora gives you gifts for your birthday. And this year they have a Tarte mascara. I'm like, they could keep that. I ain't grabbing up nothing from Tarte. I'm going to go back in with a little bit of that Maybelline powder just to clean up under the bronzer because I did bring it down a little too far. And then I'm just going to go back in with whatever is left on a brush and apply the cream blush again just to reinforce it a little bit because I did lose it when I was setting the face. For powder highlighter, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in the shade Precious Petals. This is a rose gold tone type of shade, which is why I don't typically apply it because I like mine to be a little bit more of a golden tone, but it's still really pretty and I thought it would just complement this look very well. I haven't used it in so long. I dusted away that powder. You can see I had it sit in there too long, but I'm going to be choosing between two eyeliners. This first one is the Maybelline Lasting Drama Matte Liner in the shade 900 Rusty Terracotta, but I think that red tone is a little bit too deep. It looks more like a full eyeliner. And then I do have this Wet n Wild Color Icon Lip Liner in the shade Berry Red. Now, I did say before that these, if you can find a lip liner that's creamy enough, you can go ahead and apply it in the waterline. It's fine to apply lip liner in the waterline and eyeliner on the lips. Yeah. The lower lash line, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to go back in with that matte red poppy and just tap that on top of that lip liner because my eyes started watering pretty bad, so I just wanted to set it in. And my eyes started watering because I actually got a little bit of the lip liner in my eye. It doesn't have anything to do with it actually touching my eyes. Oh, wait, it did touch my eyes. What am I talking about? But anyway. And then I'm going to go in with that shade called Cocoa right under that. I decided to pair these right next to each other because, like I said, that Cocoa shade is more of like a really warm tone type of brown. Very complementary to a red eyeshadow, by the way. And then the last shade I'm going to use is Pecan just to tie those two eyeshadows on the lower lash line into each other and deepen it up. So that is all I'm doing on the lower lash line. Then for the inner corner, I'm going in with my favorite shade out of the whole palette, which is called Halo. It is just this beautiful, like it looks like a white shimmer, but it actually has a green reflex to it. And that's why I said I wanted to do that Danessa Myricks liner in a crease. And then the other green eyeliners in the waterline. I think all of this green would have tied in very well with each other, but wasn't in for the experimenting today. We're going to ignore what just happened. And then I'm going to go in with the Willy Wonka lip liner in the shade Brownie Bite. For lipstick, I'm going to go in with the Juvia's Place the Nude Peaches in the shade En Vogue. This is just a matte lipstick. And I thought that the peachy tone would tie in very well with the orange. I think it was just a little bit too peachy. I probably should have lightened it in the center, but I'm fine with this. And I did not want to go in with a lip gloss. I really like how it turned out. I was having a little bit of trouble on this side. I don't know why it started skipping right there, so hopefully the lash covers it up. But this side came out fine. It was like it was blending really good. I don't know, I always have my good side and my bad side. But besides that, very, very pigmented. It almost reminds me of the Cara Beauty palette. I will say that these shades seem to be a little bit more pressed into the palette, so you do have to kind of dig in there a little bit more. I think what I'm gonna do is tap a little bit of this glitter right here just to see how it looks. I'm gonna tap it with my finger. It's an orange, but it has like that green shift. Let me knock some off. Okay, so let's see. Oh yeah, very, very, very pretty. And it sticks without glitter glue. It does have like an orange tint, but you would mostly see like the green glitter. But I think you could see like a hint of orange, but like barely. Tap a little bit right here. Even though I don't like the color pink, I do feel like pink is missing in here though. Hopefully you guys will be able to see how well like the green on the glitter goes with the green in the inner corner. If it was on an actual orange shimmer or matte, you probably wouldn't even be able to see the orange shift. I feel like the glitter, the green from the glitter would stick out a lot more. Oh, I should have been putting my ear cuffs on, but it's okay. I do feel like the shades blended pretty well. Very, very pigmented. Like not a single shade was like not pigmented. Even when I was blending, which eyeshadow did I use? Did I use this one? Yeah, I blended this one right here on top of this shade, I think. Or did I blend that one and then that one? You know what? I don't even think I touched this shade. No. Yeah, I don't think I touched this one because it's a little too neon. So yeah, I went in with this and this, and they blended very well right here. If you can find it, definitely pick it up. Those are my like first impressions on it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look. And also the makeup too. I definitely wanted to keep that in the video just so you can see what makeup products I apply instead of cutting it out like I would normally do if I was focusing on an eye look. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.